I run stock scans every night. I do some technical stock screens every night, and I was going through my scans over the recent days, and I kept seeing the same stock, this TYGO, and the name of the company in my stock fetcher scans was some kind of acquisition company, such and such acquisition company. So I figured that looks like a SPAC. Those are usually like SPACs or something, and it didn't really stand out because of the name, because it's funny. It's a funny name. I should have looked at it because it had momentum. I think it had some relative strength some of these days, and I finally looked at it. I finally took a peek at the company and the fundamentals and everything, and it's a solar company, and they're growing sales. They're growing sales 115% year over year, and in the last quarter they grew sales 115% year over year. That's really good growth. It's a small company. It's like a $200 million market cap company, but it's still really good. And that's the kind of thing you want to see in a small company that grows sales real quick. And they've got good guidance. They've got some analysts on it. That's interesting. There's like 4 analysts maybe. Sometimes these numbers aren't always accurate. These finance sites like Yahoo, but I'm gonna go through and look at some of the things and make sure that it all lines up. I mean, you look at that, the revenue growth and the earnings trend. You can see they've been narrowing their loss. They've been losing money every quarter on the bottom line, every year on the bottom line, but it's been narrowing, and they're guiding for only a loss of 9 cents a share for next year. And the sales growth has been consistent. You look at the sales growth here; it's a consistent growth. So I've got to look over some things. I'm gonna read a couple of conference calls. I've been recently in the past like year or two, or in the past like 2 or 3 years, I've been looking at the conference calls more to find real nuggets. And you can see real, they give a lot of nuggets sometimes in the conference call that you can't get from the news or any press releases or anything. They're one of the big players in they're one of the players in these MLPEs, which is just the hardware that goes on these solar arrays, and their market share is pretty small. Like my research here on this LLM says that Solar Edge has like 60% of the market share. Yeah, Solar Edge got 60%. So they're the big one. And I'm not really familiar with them either. Like these solar companies have a really good shot going forward with the growth in solar. And this one, the TYGO, just got left behind. Like you look at the chart here. Let's look at the long term chart, and it's beaten down like a lot of solar was, but it's a fairly newer company. Like they looks like they just listed in 23, and it may not have had any following with analysts until recently. And this is a major level that broke over here. So we've got good technical strength now, especially as the breakout is following through here. And the technicals are really good here, even though it's up. I mean, it's up like 300%. I mean, it's up from like, let's see, it's up from $1.50 to like $4 a share. So I'm not saying this is a great setup here, like to buy and it's gonna go up in a week. It may or may not because it's already been up so much. But I like it. I'm interested in finding out more to see if I like it long term because what I've seen so far it looks good long term as an investment as a solar company. But maybe I think we could get some continuation because that's another wide ranging day. It's another big candle, another big move. I think it's like 18% move today on a breakout. So it's pretty good. A lot of times, sometimes these breakouts fake out, but the fact that it's up is interesting here still. And it's about 2.8 times sales. The sales multiple is like 2.8 price to sales. That's not cheap, but it's not. It's I'd say it's fairly valued for a company growing over a little over 100% a year. Most companies don't grow 100% a year. I don't know if they're going to grow that. I still got to check out. I got to look at some things and make sure they're going to be able to sustain that. But if they can grow 100% a year and sustain that or accelerate that growth, then it's cheap even at a 2 times sales multiple. One of the things I do is I look at the chart and I see where there was a major sell-off or a major buying that came in, and I check the news and see what exactly that was. Like if the stock is suddenly, dropping fast, you want to check the news to see what that was in the past because maybe that's still relevant. And it looks like something must have happened here on the 14th of January. Look on the 14th of January is when the volume started coming in. It traded good bit of shares higher than the average. And it looks like this is even like off my scale here, the volume there. And it just had this is just something happened here that started the buying here because you can see the stock. I mean, the stock's pretty much done nothing for a while. It hasn't been much volume, and something happened here, but I haven't been able to find out what it is. Like on their website, they don't have an investors section somehow. Like I couldn't find the investors section where they've got the press releases and everything. It's kind of odd, and I didn't see anything obvious in the news. Like I'm gonna keep digging for that and see what news came or what happened or if there was an earnings or looks like the earnings was earlier. Yeah, it's really strange. Like, I'm trying to figure out what happened here on the 14th of January. If one of you all can figure that out too, drop a comment.